Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is May 23rd, and right now we're looking at the visible satellite imagery. You can see the spin in the atmosphere across BC and Alberta. Some precipitation occurring with this, hopefully helping out with the fires up here across Alberta. You can see getting a bit of a break from the smoke here across Montana and Alberta as well. Looking Cascades west, you can see some of the low clouds, some of the sun breaks filtering in this morning across the area here. But we are going to go through a warm up here across Pacific Northwest as a ridge builds over the area here and probably peaks on Friday. We'll take a look at what the models have to say about that. It may bring another thunderstorm threat here as we go towards the end of the week as well. We'll take a look at that also. This is for campfires out there, just kind of a heads up. We're going to be dealing with these lightning strikes across the region here, so let's try not to add to those forest fires with our campfire activity. Nice graphic here from the Oregon Department of Forestry. This is National Weather Service Great Falls, Montana. This is mainly goes for Idaho and Montana. There's going to be a thunderstorm threat through the afternoon hours each and every day. Brief downpours and dangerous lightning could be the main hazards. This is looking at Seattle, 65 degrees yesterday. Average high is 68. We're really going to go above the average temperatures here as we go towards the end of the week, probably peaking in towards the 80s for Seattle as we go on into Friday. This is looking at the European last night's run versus yesterday afternoon's run. There's Alaska, BC, Washington. Kind of see a bit of a trough hanging out here, but this ridge is going to warm us up as we go through Friday, and then we're going to have this trough come down the Gulf of Alaska and try to chop back down into our region here. There's some discrepancy on just how invasive this trough is going to be into the region here. So we'll watch this over the next couple days. We'll take a look at what the GFS has to say about that here in a moment as well. Taking a look at lightning flash density potential, afternoon hours, Idaho and Montana today. Tomorrow, same thing. Can't rule out a thunderstorm here across some of eastern BC and northeast Washington. But as we go on into through Thursday, you'll see this potential exist across the Cascades for a lightning strike or two. And again on Friday afternoon there as well. So hopefully these aren't going to start any forest fires across the region. But we'll watch this, as we go day by day also. This is Seattle Tacoma International Airport. You can see Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, culminating on Friday. Probably some 80-degree temperatures there across western Washington. Then the bit of a cool down as the next trough tries to approach the region. This is Portland. You can see light precipitation amounts, if any, are expected towards Sunday night. Spokane, a little bit more variability in some of the ensembles. The thunderstorm could move over the area here, but still light amounts overall. Missoula, you can see that amount pick up here. The mean has over 3/4 of an inch. They control over an inch here. You can see the big variability here too with those thunderstorms moving across the region. This is looking at the GFS. This one's hot off the presses on the left, the 12Z, Alaska, BC, Washington. This one is yesterday afternoon's GFS. We've had some pretty wild swings recently with the model runs from run to run here, but you can see the ridging builds here. And something similar to the European here with the trough trying to chop down across the Gulf of Alaska into the Pacific Northwest. But you can see it doesn't quite make as much headway here as what some of the previous runs were showing. You can see that ridge actually rebuilding here by the time we go in towards mid next week on the most recent European as the troughing remains well out over the Pacific Ocean here, allowing this ridge to build across the west. And you can see the big run-to-run discrepancy here with the trough much closer on previous runs here. So confidence is still fairly low at this point because, we've been flip-flopping quite a bit here. You just don't want to kind of latch onto any one given solution at this point. This is looking at 16-day precipitation anomalies here on the GFS. You can see the deficit that looks like we're going to be running here over the next couple of weeks. And then above average signal here across areas east of the Cascades, Idaho, Montana, Alberta, with some of that thunderstorm activity going on in through the 2-week period. This is looking at daily max temperature here. Somewhat near average here across western Washington, Oregon. Then you can see the warm up tomorrow, Wednesday. There's Thursday. Look at this up towards 80 for some areas in western Washington. And look at that, Seattle 82, Portland mid 80s possible on Friday before that trough tries to come a little bit closer here. So not much confidence in that just yet. We'll have to watch and see what that trough does in some of these model runs coming up. I showed this yesterday. This is looking at El Nino conditions now. That is officially the threshold for meeting El Nino conditions, although it's not an El Nino yet because we have to maintain that for several months. This is looking at Nino 3.4. That's where we measure those conditions. There's South America, Mexico, Hawaii, and Australia there. So that's where we measure them here, 5 degrees north and south latitude of the equator. This is looking at the last about 12 years here. So this is 2011 through 2023, and you can see blue is when we were in La Nina and red El Nino. So we are definitely headed back towards El Nino coming up here. But look at that stretch we had for El Nino conditions all the way from about August of 2020 all the way on into the very early portion of 2023. This is El Nino probabilities. We're going to be well above 90% chance for El Nino coming up. Virtually no chance of La Nina, maybe a tiniest chance for neutral conditions, but we're most likely headed towards a moderate or strong El Nino coming up here. And this is seasonal temperature outlook. This would cover the summer months here across Pacific Northwest, a lot of the West Coast in this above average signal. Precipitation outlook here for the summer months. We are already one of the driest places in summer here across Pacific Northwest in North America. So when you see this below average signal here, it is quite alarming here. Yeah, so that's something. Now, here we go. Weeks 3 to 4 temperature outlook. This is May 19th. This goes through mid-June here. And again, with that above average signal and the below average signal here across the desert Southwest. Weeks 3 to 4 here, May 19th. This was issued through mid-June. You can see that below average signal and across the Mountain West. Looks like they'll be doing pretty good if you believe this precipitation outlook anyway. This is what I showed yesterday. So this starts December 13th here. And you can see the drought that encompassed a lot of the West, including Washington, Oregon with some exceptional, California with exceptional, and a lot of extreme, a lot of severe drought across the West here. Now, if we put that into motion, look at that get erased across some of Nebraska there. Colorado improves. Look at Utah just wiping it clean there. Nevada, great improvement. California, virtually no drought exists across the state right now. And we did erase that exceptional drought across portions of Oregon there and Western Washington. So what a great improvement there. It's kind of nice to go ahead and look back at the great improvement we went through December all the way through May. So anyway, I hope you guys can appreciate that anyway. So yeah, we'll watch this warm up come this week. Pretty good confidence here in the warm temperatures coming up here, but there's that trough has been flip-flopping back and forth in these model runs. So we're not sure just how far that trough is going to extend down into the Pacific Northwest and how much we're going to warm up next week. So that's something we'll watch day by day coming up here. But anyway, I hope you guys get a chance to get out and enjoy these nice temperatures. Watch out for those afternoon thunderstorms out there. We may start to bring that thunderstorm threat back across the Cascades Thursday and Friday as well. So heads up for that. And anyway, yeah, hope you guys are liking these videos. Click like, subscribe, leave some comments below, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.